Well, I have enough dry jerky to last a week, so there.
You do?
I do. That's my starting equipment.
Well, I have some shark skin gloves.
Ooh.
What do these do?
Perfect for rubbing you the wrong way.
You people are horrible and should be ashamed.
Never.
But yeah. So
Well,
I
although
agree
I guess
with
we-
the shadow,
the shadow.
and start to head on down towards breakfast.
Speaking of which, I should probably not introduce myself to people as the shadow.
Oh, the
The shadow?
infamous robber.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
How
gonna.
do you know?
I will settle for the 2 crown meal if they have one.
Salmon. I think I'll go with that.
All right. The tavern you're in is called the Smiling Cushion.
The smiling cushion.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I move down. I bring my stuff because I'm assuming we're gonna have breakfast and then heading out.
Yeah.
Um,
We only paid for the night.
Yeah.
I seem to recall,
Thief.
even though I'd
Did
never
we pay
been
at
here.
all?
so once I get towards like the common room, I want to take stock of the people there. It's like, are we are we the few people with weapons, or are there lots of other adventure type people, or
So you are on the second floor of an inn.
Yeah.
Once you exit your room, you have a clear view of the common room, which is on the first floor. As it isn't morning per working man standards, it's actually a little bit past people's rush hour to get off to work. The tavern is quite desolate. There's only the barmaid, or not barmaid, the tavern owner, who vaguely resembles you of your mother, but without the scars. And another sort of like a middle-aged, tending toward elder gentleman, sitting at the bar and engaging in conversation with the bar owner, with ruined robes and a well-trimmed beard, salt and pepper in it. They both acknowledge you as you enter the room, and the tavern keep tosses a good morning in your direction, asking how well you've enjoyed the tavern's hospitality.
just fine.
No praise or complaints. I guess I'll take that. She says as she's taking weight and delivering a new plate to the person sitting at the bar.
So, do I remember if we've paid for the night? Do we have to pay up front?
It's up front.
So I put 10 crowns on the table. So breakfast and something to drink for us.
The man sitting at the bar measures you up and down, and eventually he speaks. So, I venture guess you're traveling adventurers, not from Corinero. I haven't seen you around here.
We came recently.
I
We're
see.
here in passing.
Traveling for far, are you?
Well, we're heading off to Hazurium.
Ah, yes, as every experienced adventurer seeking glory. You wouldn't believe how many. If I got a gold piece for every adventurer that passes Corinero on the way to Azurio, well, I'd be wealthy man.
Well, if people just randomly gave you gold pieces, then of course you would be.
A fine observation, young man. However, I would propose that you keep your coin. I might have a job for a group of adventurers, and I wouldn't mind discussing it at breakfast in my tower, if you'd be so inclined as to listen.
I look to the rest and I sort of.
Free breakfast always sounds good.
Indeed, a good attitude for his life. For if you decide to decline my job, then indeed, I'll be the one poorer for this deal. Excuse me, I have things in my mouth.
That's quite alright. As long as you don't expect us to work for just breakfast.
Oh no, of course not. This is a paid job. Um, he bids the tavern keeper farewell and thanks her for the delicious breakfast, and motions you to follow him.
She tells him that he owes her now 10 crowns.
His meal wasn't such lavish. It was
No,
just...
but we were about to pay 10 crowns for something and now we leave. Obviously, she was swindled.
So this man has what you would say a commoner's face. His wrinkles are from smiling that uplift his round cheeks. His short-trimmed beard is well kept, and along with his hair, which doesn't reach the top of his head and ends on the sides, there are spectacles with signs of gray hair, making you think that he's maybe around 50 years old. He obviously enjoys a good meal, but still works physically. You can say that by looking at his arms and hands, which seems to be calloused and thick from muscle. And also seems to enjoy a bit of a drink, which shows on his face. All in all, a person you might be more expecting to work a farm than to wear a wizard's robes. Anyway, as you step out into the daylight, you can see to your right, you're in the middle of the town square, and to your right you see a little bit of things that in the distance that look like mansions. And to the left and a bit of the outskirts of town looms a wizard's tower overshadowing the whole of the city. He motions to the tower and sees, "That's my home. Oh, and my name is Ulfborgast. Pleasure to meet you, adventurers. And please call me Ulf for short."
Sure thing, Ulf.
"What might your names be?" he says as you're traveling towards his tower.
Samum, procurer of items.
Samum.
Samum.
All right.
Ur.
Ur.
Yep, that actually means wolf in Sumerian.
Fine name for an adventurer.
I am Mira.
You surely hail from the green wilds and the people there that dwell in the treetops.
Yes, I do.
Ah, excellent. I'm so happy that my instincts do not fail me. I could sense a strong connection to the magics of nature in you. And you, spellcaster, fellow wizard, what is thy name?
Death Star.
Death Star, you say?
No, it's pronounced Death Star.
I see. A bit of ominous. I hope you're not planning to be up to no good in our beautiful village.
Of course not.
So, as you might be new to the village, I don't mind pointing out to you that Curimero isn't what you would call a grand town. It's still more prosperous than most. We're a mining village. There's mines for precious gemstones and crystals not that far from here. And up in those pretty houses, which you saw just back there, bless you, there lived the noblemen of this establishment, the ones that actually own the land and the mines and whatever is produced there, paying fair wages to the people of this village.
I'm surprised you aren't a more prosperous town if you mine gems.
The town is well paid, but unfortunately all of the profits go to the noblemen and then to whatever they use them for. Fortunately, being a wizard, I get to see a little bit of the gem, and they can be indeed quite powerful and used in magical spells and components or whatever the town needs. But I'm not like one of those huffed-puffed mages up in the academy. I'm more of a hands-on person. I do whatever is needed. He keeps rambling as you travel towards his tower. So, tell me, brave adventurers, in pursuit of what are you venturing to the Citadel?
Well, I believe Ur said it best last night when we discussed it in front of the campfire. Bigger game.
I'd be hunting dragons.
Hunting dragons? That seems like a brave endeavor, he says, after trying to decide on the word for a little bit.
Well, you're kinder than I was to him, yeah. But yeah.
Some years back, I saw this beauty of a dragon, white feathers. I'd never seen anything like it, and since then I decided that that's what I want to hunt. So while on search for that particular dragon, I will take what I can get.
What a very human sensibility thought. I have never had the pleasure of hunting, of witnessing a dragon, but I somehow feel that I hope that I would not get the urge to kill it upon seeing such a beauty. So,
Well, most of us get the urgent sense to flee.
not all dragons are bad, although the only one that we know of is obviously plotting our demise as we seek, so just so he can increase his pile of gold. So I guess he sets a bad example for the lot.
Well, at any rate, adventuring opportunities aren't all that great out. The further away you get from the capital, not that much need of us. So, we seek our way closer and closer to the capital, hoping for work, such as you are supposed to provide us now, yes?
Yes, indeed. We have a bit of a ghost problem. But here we are at my tower. It's the tower is maybe 10 stories high, with a shingled red roof, casting a shadow over the town. He opens the solid wooden door with a big metal key and invites you inside. It appears that the first floor, with the room that you are directly entering to, is a dining room combined with a kitchen. Please make yourself comfortable. I'll chop up some bacon and fry them with eggs. I think you might enjoy that.
Sounds like a hearty breakfast.
And there's some light cider also, or water if you so prefer. I unfortunately seem to be all out of milk, as I haven't visited that household for a while, but I think we can make do.
Sounds nice.
So as he busies himself making breakfast, you are invited to sit around his dining table, which has space enough for 6, with the man of the house having a special nice chair at the head of the table. And as he prepares, he starts telling you what the issue is. So, as I've mentioned previously, Kurimero is a mining town. We enjoy quite a bit of prosperity over not being wealthy, at least not the common folk, such as I would like to call myself. One of the noblemen, or one of the mines, is enjoying quite a bit of a haunting, I'm afraid. Some wraiths have taken residence. And to be honest, I feel that's a little bit of a bigger game that I'm willing to gamble my life on defeating. So when I saw you with 2 powerful mages and you capable sword fighters in the group, I figured that perhaps there's something that you're willing to take. And as normally such cases are entrusted to me, it'll be quite a big favor, and I shall of course return it greatly. I think with something that you would value quite a lot. Namely, I can tell you how you can get back to Earth. For that is where you indeed hail from, is it not?
I just keep a blank face and look at him.
I look confuzzled as shit.
Please, there's no need to be confuzzled as shit. I hail from the Great Rage Academy, and we are quite familiar with travelers from different realms. For you must know, since you traveled here, that Earth isn't the only one. But somehow I get the distinct feeling that you do not know how to get back there.
That's a rather strange feeling to have.
Magic. Its ways are unknown, or perhaps the maker himself, as it is rumored, an Earthling, sent me a vision or some sort of premonition. Truly, I can assure you there is nothing ominous to this. I've met a couple of Earthlings before, and they also had a fondness for bacon and eggs. Quite nice people. Were looking for artifacts of the strange. They end up here and there every now and then, especially in monsters' lairs. Like I said, nice fellows. Told me a little bit about their world and their technological advances and whatnot. So,
When did you meet these people?
oh, that must have been some 10 years back. It was in my youth. I didn't used to work in Curimero back then. Since then, I've been prosperous. I have my own tower and a ton of people who look to me for help. I quite enjoy that. Anyway, yes, sorry.
Yeah, well, I suppose that information would be valuable. Do you meet other people that traveled except from other places than Earth?
There are some travelers, although I am not familiar with them, and I never dared to inquire, as they tend to maybe appear a little bit more threatening. They usually pass on, going on either from or to the Citadel. Strange chaps, some of them, but you seemed friendly enough, and since I had the distinct feeling that I could help you out, I figured, what's the harm? You're looking for work anyway. And of course, besides the information that you seek, I shall also pass on the reward for clearing the mine, which is a humble amount of 500 gold coins.
Crowns.
Crowns, sorry.
Well, that is quite a humble amount. I suppose. How much do you know about wraiths? Or specters, or in general? I look to the wizards.
None of you guys took any skills in that or any sort of background, right? Or...
Nope.
Well, I can fill you. Let's roleplay this as the wizard fills you in on the details. Well, as I'm sure you're familiar, or maybe not, traveling from so far away. When a person dies, his spirit is released from his mortal coil and wanders the earth until he can find his way to the Ninth Vault, where he is then judged by the Court of Sleep and gets to enjoy eternity in some sort of place. I don't know that much about it. What I do know about is the spirits that linger above here on the surface amongst the living. See, I was just at the tavern helping fellow. That's the reason I got the free breakfast there. One of the local merchants was haunted by a wraith. A weak one, so I didn't have a problem with taking him out myself. But you see, this wraith was a spirit of a competitor. A competitor driven to bankruptcy simply by bad luck and no foul doings. I noticed, for I was very specific in my investigation of the case. So this competitor simply didn't provide good quality services, as good as the merchant who I helped, and was driven to poverty, and soon deceased. Came back to haunt his rival. He decided that his rival was the cause of all his misery, and well, see how it is. I, in my investigation, decided that it really wasn't any ill intent in my employer's good handling of his customers and being a general boon to this community. But yet there was this spirit. What to do? A decent man in life, stricken by bad luck, deceased because of it. And in his anger, he didn't seek out eternal peace, but instead decided to hunt the one person who he could imagine was the reason for his undoing. So spirits can have different motivations. I learned a lot of this from the spirit himself, from the wraith that was hunting my employer. In the end, I decided that the best thing was to bind him and hand him over to the court of sleep, so that he will forcefully be placed in eternal rest. As for the spirits that you'll be dealing with, they seem quite a bit angrier than my job was. A whole mine is now haunted, and there seems to be nothing more important to these fellows than to drive everybody away. I have not figured out exactly why this is, and I believe that it will fall upon your shoulders. But I do wish that, if possible at all, you consider banishing these spirits without doing them harm, by either delivering them to the court of sleep or perhaps by negotiating with them what they require, so that they can pass on peacefully to the next life. In my case, nothing but death of his competitor would have satisfied this wraith, and that I couldn't have allowed, as this person is a good, hard-working man who provides good services for low cost.
So how do you bring them to the Court of Night?
He opens his robe and not like that. Takes out a bit of a gemstone. The shape. How would you describe this shape? It's a bit like it's a sharp. It's not cylindrical, but it's like this big. It has sharp edges on both ends. It's like a shard at best, but worked. It glows with a purple glow, and you can see a faint sort of smoke going away from this gem. Well, I bound this soul to this stone, this precious stone, and I'm intending on sending it away to the citadel, for that is indeed where the road to what's it called, the Road of Night, or something like the Road of Souls? The Path of the Dead starts, leading all the way to the Nightfall. Hoping that somebody at the academy or just someone in my travel will discover entrance to the night. There are many, or perhaps somebody knows someone directly from the Court of Sleep, and they can put this restless spirit to its final resting place. By this time, you've all enjoyed quite a bit of healthy breakfast.
Well, that sounds like a task worthy looking into, I'd say. I'll look to the others.
Yeah, sure.
So our options here are to negotiate with the spirits, make them go away. Hopefully. Otherwise, if push comes to shove, how do we bind them to, like, gems or whatnot? Is that something one of our friends here could do?
I was hoping. Unfortunately, I do not have a spell that manages to accomplish such a task. Fortunately for me, I possess this one single stone with the rune of binding a spirit, and I use this for my job. Fortunately, that's the only one. Unfortunately, that's the only one I possess. There's always the means of direct conflict, but I urge you to try and avoid it as much as possible.
Well, of course, you don't want to fight with those who are already dead. Also, I believe stabbing a ghost is somewhat difficult.
Just gonna read up.
Looking to my sword. Can one just attack a ghost? Does that work?
I'll give you an answer if I just get to read up on my stuff here. So that might take a little bit.
Who would have thought? Fighting the undead.
Well, it's not really undead. It's ghosts.
How is that not undead? I've read D&D. It falls under the purview of the undead.
Okay, true. I think of undead mostly as zombies or vampires, I guess. You know, the more corporeal ones. I suppose setting them on fire is always a solution, eh? Eh?
I have no idea what you mean.
So what do you think, Dief?
If you can fight ghosts.
Yeah, or how one will go about fighting a ghost.
Okay, I have the information I need. So wraiths have two ways of existence, either fully incorporeal or half corporeal. If they want to inflict any physical harm upon anything, they need to become at least partially corporeal, meaning that they can touch and be touched. And in this form,
They can take physical damage.
exactly. Even simple magical tricks can bind them to this form, but do require a little bit of effort from the spellcaster. When in corporeal form, or half-corporeal form, its touch inflicts necrosis. It rots the flesh, and that is the primary means of attacking, besides shrieking, scaring, and shaking chains, although that's only a wives' tale. I've never encountered that in real life.
Okay, so don't let them touch you.
Definitely not.
What happened if they touched you?
You rot, and your flesh dies.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I suppose there's no armor will protect you or clothes since they're only half corporeal.
No, your armor should still work, especially if it's enchanted, and not simple rags and bits of metal slammed together.
Well, when did the haunting start? Is it a recent thing?
The haunted started some weeks ago. We believe these wraiths are the spirits of 6 miners who deceased, or at least as we suspect. They ventured deep into the mine and never to return. Perhaps I should mention that parts of the mines are natural caverns, which we exploit to get more work done quickly. Or at least the miners do.
Okay.
Ever since then, shortly after they disappeared, the wraiths attacked and scared away every other miner from the mine. None of them now dare to return there.
Did they hurt any miners?
No, not besides. I mean, they were bruised, scraped, and cut, but I believe that most of the wounds have been inflicted by themselves whilst running in terror from these spirits. But I would advise you to ask them yourselves. They're in their homes and possibly in the taverns or shops, or one of them, I think, is still in the doctor's hut with an infected leg.
Oh. That's always a nice place to start. Is there anything else we need to know? I look to the group.
No. Don't get touched by them. Try and talk them out of their haunting.
We have a place to start, some people to interview. I say we're good to go.
Well, let's start by talking to the locals.
That sounds like a great idea.
I vote for getting rations and then heading down into the mine.
Really? I say we just talk to some of the locals first before we actually go down into the mine.
Maybe one of the locals can give us rations and tell us about the mines.
Maybe we can create a wraith farm.
Wraith farm?
Yes. I wonder if there are any kings that will want to have a wraith army.
You know, Dive, as far as I understood it, wraiths are made from human souls who are trapped and not moving on to the next life. So, to create a wraith farm, we would need to continuously kill.
Or, yes, but we can breed humans and never mind.
Starting to hear yourself.
I read a story about this. I'm gonna link it to Zol just so he will suffer the same fate as I have reading this story.
I would have liked it better if you had presented this like some sort of like alternative retirement plan. Like you die, and if you're not really certain that you want to go to the eternal plane or whatever, you can stay here on our nice farm upstate.
Oh yeah, we can call it an insurance policy.
I suppose we get some names or like proper directions from Ulf about the names of miners or whatnot. At least so we can get to one of them. Just asking around town, like, where's the miners? I mean, they point at everyone. Everyone's a miner.
They're like, what? What do you want from my kids?
Yeah. Also, the name of the said mine owner, or the nobleman. But yeah, Dave, you wanted to get some rations?
Yes.
I suppose.
This sounds like more than a single day mission.
Why can't we stay at the inn? We're
Well,
at the town, we don't have to camp out.
If we go down, we are most likely going to get stuck and have to sleep
you mean in the mine?
Yes.
Right.
Are there sword fighting about?
That's a good point. That's a good
We
point.
should get lanterns and shit.
You know, it's a mine. They probably have torches or lamps. We could.
I have some torches in my backpack.
I have some rations, but it's only enough for a week.
And we had grappling hooks, right?
Who has that?
I have rope.
I have some rope as well.
I have no rope.
Climbing gear, in case anyone falls down.
Well, I have some spikes, I have a hammer, and I have rope. So.
Okay, let's say that's enough.
Well, first of all, is there a like general store in town?
Definitely a general store.
Well, then let's head over there.
So you guys venture into town. It's a beautiful morning. It's skyless. Cloudless sky. Thank you. Rain. The sun is shining. And what time of the year would you guys say this is?
Spring like on Earth?
Sure, this can be spring.
Where on Earth?
Well, where we were.
Alright.
It should theoretically, well, fine, it's spring. Good. So you wanted to find out a general store?
Yeah.
It's no problem. It's right on the same square as the tavern was located. There's nothing interesting in particular happening at the general store. So I'll simply want to know what do you guys want to buy and why my book is crashing. Stupid book.
I don't really require anything.
Well, some extra water bottles or something like that, I guess.
I don't actually have any like traveling equipment, so a water skin. No, I start with some clothes, a spare set of clothes for climbing, a lockpick, shark skin gloves, rope, and a fish knife. So just
Well,
picking
fancy Dinesh.
and 200 crowns. So I figured I'll get like a water skin, maybe a bedroll, a week's rations, maybe a torch. Probably not. Probably nick one from the mine.
I guess that's what you get for being a thief.
By the way, there's a disguise kit 120 crowns, asset to disguise tasks.
I don't think I have the
I doubt you can buy it here, though.
True
you need the
enough.
shady store down at the shady corner. Well, I don't have that much either, but I don't have any money, so I just assume I make do.
Okay, so Death Star, what do you want to buy?
Well, I want to buy some kind of. I want to buy rations for like 4 or 5 days.
The rations, according to the book, were extremely expensive for some stupid reason. Where is that? Rations for 1 day cost 15 gold pieces or gold crowns.
That feels super expensive and very weird.
Then again, you have to think that these rations are meant to like stay good for like ever. Like fresh food or some such. I bet that's cheaper, but if you have to have like beef jerky a lot.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, let's just go with the book. Rations for 1 day is 15 golden crowns. So how many would you wish to buy?
2.
All right.
How much money did you actually have?
100.
All of you are so wealthy.
So you spend 30 on the rations.
I will buy 3 rations.
All right, that's 45.
I'm so happy I actually have rations.
They see now you know why you don't have money.
Yeah.
Spend it all on rations.
By the way, I have some notes taken from another caster's spell book that I haven't deciphered yet.
Yeah, those are your future spells that you gain when you level up.
Oh. Okay.
So if it's the starting ones from your focus.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that they're meant to be like as you tier up, you basically decipher these, and they are like your starting spells.
Okay.
But it's up to you if you like nicked these spells, or if they came from your master, or if you just like walk down the streets, like tumbled on a book and like hey, the pages of magic.
Yeah.
It's completely up to you. And the game master, because he might say no.
I'm very open-minded.
Yeah. We have some rations, climbing gear.
So you wanted a grappling hook, and that costs 30.
30.
Yes.
Okay.
Did you find that, or you just said that?
Nope, it's right in the book. Grappling hook 30. Ordained equipment.
Oh, I must have missed it.
I'll take one of those.
On
there it
page
is.
90.
Yeah, now I saw it. I was looking straight at it, but missed it. You know, since I have the most
water
money,
skin.
I'm buying a first aid kit.
Which nobody knows how to use.
Well, I'm assuming I have survivalist, knowledge. I assume, not that it would give me training, but I would at least know the basics.
Yeah.
This would decrease it by 1.
So as you see, first aid kits cost 100.
So if they have it, I'll buy one.
They do.
Cool.
It's a little bit of cost, like a disinfectant, a needle, and a thread.
Whiskey.
Just because they're magic doesn't mean these people are ignorant. They understand infection.
They probably have. Oh, what's it called? It's well, in our world on Earth, there's a moss. I think it's called white moss. It sort of works as a disinfectant. But a water skin or water bottle. What will that cost me?
That's a great question because they didn't really say.
I assume that exists in my Explorer's pack, because there are rations, but there is no water skin, which feels like a grave oversight.
I'd say that's included in the rations.
Okay, I'll just add.
Because you literally can't go a day or 3 days without water, then you die. So it would be stupid if they provide you with the food, but not the water.
If nothing else, I'll just haggle it for the guy. Like, come on, throw in a water skin.
My starting kit only says enough dry jerky to last a week. So it's like, it doesn't even say ration. It's just, no, you have dry meat. Enjoy it.
That sounds good. Well, I spent 75 crowns. I think I can haggle a water skin.
Yep.
I'm done here.
So why don't you try and haggle it down? I mean, we're buying stuff for like over 200 crowns. You're our expert haggler. Haggle it down the price.
Well, sure enough.
You can do it.
Would this fall under trickery or lies or persuading?
Persuading.
I'm sorry, but that's just...
Unless you're saying, oh look, this is a bit destroyed. I should get it for half price.
Or
This is a bit destroyed.
put it on my tab, I'll pay you later.
Run
This is a bit
away.
destroyed, and if you don't lower the price, so shall you be.
Well then, I haggle with the man a bit.
Alright, but are you using persuasion then?
I am using persuasion. Think, come on, we're big spenders. We're gonna spend like 200 crowns here. You can throw in something extra or give me a better deal here.
I'm saying you're haggling with a merchant, which would be challenging, so a difficult of 5. This is a guy that does this for a living.
Yeah. But as it is a guy who does it for a living, he also knows that I'm right.
Yes, but he also knows
I
that
mean,
he
it's
doesn't
just-
actually have to lower the price. You're still gonna buy the things you need.
Well, I mean, it's
If you
only
want us to put in a good word for you.
it's only a day's travel to what was it? Hazuru?
Whatever.
Let's just call it the Citadel for the
Yeah. It's just a day's travel to the Citadel, and we're going there anyway. We might as well pick it up there.
Yeah, sure.
So I mean, there'll be better prices there since there's more competition. More... Come on, man! You can throw in a better deal than this.
Roll the damn die.
I am putting in some effort.
So, Death Star, how much did you buy? Was it just the rations or anything else?
I'm not really sure what else I can buy except for the stuff that everyone else has bought, which I don't think I need to buy.
Let's see.
What do you think might be useful?
Warm socks.
There's a crowbar. Chalk.
Chalk.
Chalk, alltså krita.
Why would I need chalk? Oh, yes.
If you get that.
1 chalk, please.
Actually, for 3 gold crowns, you get 7 pieces of chalk.
Yeah, come on, he can throw in some chalk.
Roll the dice.
So what were you buying again, Patrick?
I am buying. Let's see if I just get my some 3 rations, a grappling hook, and a water skin. But as we included, the water skin is basically included.
So that's basically we're up to like 205.
8 with the chalk.
Yeah.
Okay, what did you roll?
I haven't. Since Michael wanted to know something, I waited. 1 effort. I don't get any bonuses or assets, so. Let's see. Curses! I failed by 1.
But well, this one is obviously broken. Chwing! Damn it.
No, sorry, the merchant is adamant that if you want to have, the better rates of the Citadel, then you might as well go there and come back tomorrow for whatever quest that it is that you need to complete, that you need all this adventuring gear for.
Oh well.
Besides, whatever layer of monsters you're going to clean out, I'm sure it's going to be filled with ciphers, and you'll sell them for a pretty penny.
Yeah, and if we don't manage, we'll just make sure that the wrath comes and haunts you instead.
That's a risk I'm willing to take.
Oh,
Good
well.
man. Oh well, you can't blame a man for trying.
Nope.
Should I be a bad sport and try to steal something on the way out? No.
Well, then people spend what it is they want to buy.
So as you exit the store,
Before we leave, sorry, Adam, I asked him if he since he's a merchant, people come to him all the time for various things. I asked if he knows anything about the rafts, the spirits, and the mines. If he's heard any rumors or any information about them.
Ah, you want to know about the haunted mine? Ah,
That
well,
costs extra.
no. Well, we've made a good business deal, so we waiver the information fee. And to be fair, I mean, there's not that much to be said. Some 3 weeks ago, some miners went missing, and now their ghosts haunt the mine, scaring away all the other remaining miners. I believe that the Viscount is losing quite a bit of money, so he hired the wizard to clear it out. But apparently, the wizard hired you people, since you're asking me these questions.
You know how it is. You subcontract when you don't think you're up if you're the right man for the job.
Do you know if anything happened prior to these 3 weeks? Were they going to open up another shaft? Were they?
Oh well,
Do you know if they struck anything big?
That's a little bit how they all operate all the time. You know, there's a natural cavern system underneath there. It's he shows you like a cabinet with a bunch of the crystals they dig there. There's actually some rare gemstones there, so it's quite expensive. You're surprised that there's not guards at this place in some manner. Yeah, so this is the kind of stuff they find. I mean, really, sometimes it's a matter of widening a corridor or just breaking through a wall, and you're inside of a new cavern with the walls completely encrusted with these beautiful things. They fetch quite a price in the capital.
Can't imagine.
Oh, so yes, obviously breaking through into a new room, it's very possible that they opened some demon's lair and they've been slain. But it's nothing confirmed since nobody dared enter the mine. And those 6 wraiths, quite a deadly challenge.